Yo, what's up, everybody? Rage Cage 20 here. Back. Praise the Lords. All the lords and gods out there that you may or may not worship. Praise all of them. We're here with Skinned. Let me tell you. First off, warning I put in all these videos. If you stumbled by here by mistake and you do not know what you're in for, this could be highly, highly disturbing depending on where Skin takes this. And I hope they take it all the way, like in Tyler Hadley. I hope they take it all the way. I hope they get fucked up with it. So if they do, it's gonna be quite disturbing. If you're not here for that, feel free to move along. I won't be offended. Skin won't be offended, I'm sure. I can't speak for them, but I just assume. But if you are here for it, let's get into it. So I was resting my little head. I was sleeping, and I woke up at some point and looked at my phone because I guess that's just what I do when I wake up. And I saw a little notification on there, and it just said, "Skinned, Chris Watts." I was like, "Oh fuck yeah, it dropped! It dropped. We're here. It's here." And then I went back to sleep because I was still was like early in the morning. I don't know what time it was, but I assume it was like 6-7 a.m. or something when that popped up. So I was like, I'm just gonna wait. No. Sorry, phone people trying to do me. So I was like, man, when I get out, I'm gonna have some breakfast and just research whoever Chris Watts is. Christopher Watts, by the way. I like the full name. I don't know. Chris just doesn't have the same punch as Christopher to me. I don't know. It's interesting, but yeah. I did some research, as I always do with these ones. The only ones that actually gets me to research stuff before watching it, just because I feel I can find and discover more, and I find it more enjoyable that way. And not a whole lot really to go off of on Christopher Watts here. I'm sure there's some interviews and whatnot I could look into and whatnot, but I just like to do a surface scan just to get the basis of what I'm kind of looking for, and not really go too deep into it. So apparently this dude strangled not only his pregnant wife, who was approximately 4 months pregnant with their son, but his two daughters. One was 4, one was 3. I don't know what drives somebody to murder their own children, especially at that young of an age, but like, fuck, man. What the shit? And is currently, because he's only been in, this happened back in 2018, he's only been in jail for about 3 to 4 years now. He's approximately 36, almost 37, and he's got 5 life sentences to serve. Apparently only 3 is consecutive. I don't know, it's in here, the other word for it is in here somewhere. The sentencing here. Yeah, 2 concurrent and 3 consecutive. I don't know the difference between concurrent and consecutive, but I just kind of find it weird that, like, once you've died for the 3rd time, you get a little break, and then you have 2 more concurrent after that. I don't know why it's not just 5 consecutive, but, like, we'll just, it's legal terms. It's whatever. Anyways, yeah, apparently people noticed that they hadn't seen the wife, the girl that brought her back from a trip to somewhere, Arizona, realized that she hadn't seen her for a couple of days, or their daughters and whatnot, so called the cops to come investigate. And they didn't credit this, by the way. The Skin fans are pretty crazy, because already came out today, by the way. We're getting on this day 1. Oh, and also all of my Skin videos have really long intros, so just get used to that. It came out today. This is day 1, and it's already on the Wikipedia. I already edited into the Wikipedia of the Watts family murders. That's crazy, and there's already lyrics for it on a lyric website. That's crazy, man. Y'all good. This shit, I love that. Anyways, this reminded me of a movie I watched. I don't remember what it was called. It had 2 people. I think one was, I want to say Brad Pitt, but I'm not 100% positive that that's correct. Anyways, but this is like husband and wife, and they had a baby, and she accidentally falls asleep on top of the baby smothers it and kills it by accident, and then she like fakes her own death and runs away. But then that leaves the husband looking like he murdered his wife or not. So he starts going on the news being like, hey, sweetie, if you're out there, come back, even though he knows that like she tried to kill him or something like that, and like she ran away or something. That he knows like she's still alive, but he has to pretend like, oh, she went missing so that he doesn't get arrested by the police. And then she comes back and they have to pretend to love each other and they hate each other, and it gets crazy after that. Yeah, it reminded me of that because he went on like he killed them. He knows he killed them, and he went on different news channels, yeah, different stations, because this was in Colorado. Interesting. Been on a bunch of news stations. It was like, please, whatever happened to my wife and daughters, like bring them back to me, please. Try to go with that angle. And if I'm not trying to help anyone out there for doing heinous stuff, because if you do heinous stuff, you should be buried. Stuff like if you kill first off, if you kill your family in general, but if you kill your 4-year-old and 3-year-old daughters, or just children in general, like just do the world a favor and kill yourself. Which also the FBI or whoever said that this was unusual because usually people that murder their whole family kill themselves afterwards, so they thought that this was odd that he didn't, even though he confessed to wanting to commit suicide, but he never did. Yeah, but I'm not trying to give any help to people who do this stuff, but like if you're gonna pretend like they disappeared and it wasn't you either have to do something with their car that was still in the garage with both the seats in it, or stage a break-in that could have occurred while you are at work, so that try not to get linked back. This dude was just dumbass. You know what I mean? I don't know what he did. Maybe he did one of those things. Well, no, the car was still there, so maybe he did stage some kind of break-in and whatnot. But anyways, he dumped their bodies at a petroleum station kind of thing that he worked for. I had the name here somewhere. Yeah, and Anadarko Petroleum. So yeah, he dumped his daughter's bodies in a fucking I should remember what this is called. Empty oil thing, or maybe it was full, I do not know. And he then buried his wife in a shallow grave. Like, this is just not clever. Anyways, yeah. So from the looks, I just read 2 lines, and it sounds like it's starting out from the perspective of his daughter. So this is going to be a fucked up song. So with all these Skynd videos, I'm not going to write anything down like I usually do. I just want to watch. I'm not even going to pay attention to the lyrics. We'll go over the lyrics later. But seeing the start of the first verse here, once upon a time in the darkest of lands. I mean, I think I've definitely heard darker stuff, especially coming from Richard Ramirez. I mean, that so far is like the darkest of dark that I've seen out of all of these, even though it's hard to quantify who's a more fucked up killer. This one's up there for sure, but I don't know if we can call it the darkest of lands, but it's definitely in the dark lands for sure. But anyways, yeah, no, I think we're oh yeah, opening from Bello Watts. Oh no. this is gonna be fucked up, and I am in for it. So without further ado, oh man, it's so weird to be super excited for murder and death and whatnot, but when it's being delivered by Skynd, it's so good. So I am ready for it. No writing, no lyrics, no nothing. We'll deal with those later. I'm just gonna focus in on this shit, come along and enjoy it with me. Let's do this. Christopher Watts, Skynd. I thought that might be something else. No, fair enough. Ooh. Oof. Okay. Okay. Huh. Huh. Oh man. Sorry on those lyrics though. We'll go through those here in a second. That was interesting. Definitely different than a lot of the stuff I've heard from them. Well, all the other stuff I've heard from them. Different from the other songs for sure. It kind of has this a little bit of that kind of Catherine Knight feel, but without the switch in the middle. Because there was parts there where it sounded like it was about to come with a drop, but then it kept it that kind of very lullaby, very kind of like children's toy music box kind of feel like throughout the entire thing. And I really liked as one person. I only read like a comment or two, and I was like, oh, I don't want to go too far. I don't want to spoil anything for me. But one of the comments said that they really liked that she kind of used more of her own voice in, especially in the chorus there and now, which I agree. Great shit. Of course, I love the effects that she puts on her voice, but at the same time, hearing her just her natural voice just kind of makes it more personal and personable. It's very, it takes it to the next level. And the video itself, there is so many, some subtle and small, some major implications of what happened, but it doesn't tell you, it doesn't show you or tell you what happened. Maybe a little bit in the lyrics, you know, there's obviously, from what I could make out, it sounds like there's little pokes and clues in the lyrics and whatnot, but this one's very much didn't tell you what happened. Like you would actually have to go look this one up to figure out what happened, but if you know what happened, you can see it being played out and the all that stuff in there. What I don't know, because it's obviously the deeper behind the scenes and emotional level and stuff, isn't necessarily brought out in like just articles you can read. That I'm sure that's more interviews and more deep dive stuff that Skynd does, because the girl absolutely loves, the lead singer there absolutely loves to go into this stuff and learn a lot about it. So I'm sure some of the scenery and stuff, like, you know, almost like this mail order bride, like coming out of a box, almost like it's a puppet in a sense. Just, you know, to me, not knowing more, because I'm pretty sure she wasn't a mail order bride or anything like that, I think is kind of the like buying the picture perfect wife kind of thing, you know, just stay home, take care of the kids, white picket fence kind of, you know. To me, that's what that was kind of like symbolizing there. I don't know if that's correct or not, but that's just theorizing here. And then, you know, everything's perfect and beautiful, but then, as it says in the lyrics, like he starts to change, and just all of a sudden the emotions change, and it's kind of like breaking this, what's supposed to be this perfect, unfeeling, perfect wife figure starts like crying and stuff, even though like it's impossible for her not to smile and be happy throughout the whole thing. But then at the end, you see her breaking apart, and the little signs like the blood coming through the packaging. What the fuck is that called? Well, I just call it little poppies. I don't know, the little pop bubble stuff, bubble wrap. There it is, that you put in, that you package stuff with. I don't know if that's. It just said that he strangled her to death. I don't know if it was with that. My assumption is maybe. I do not know. But just kind of blood starts dripping down that, just giving you like little hints of just like, something's not right here. Like if you didn't know Skynd, you're just like, something weird is going on here with everything. Like there's little clues here. Like, why is there blood coming? What's going on? You know, I just like little hints like that. That was pretty awesome. All right. So before we go back into this, and if you don't know the way I do Skynd videos, if you haven't watched the other ones. They're generally long because I like to go back through and just look at through everything, and I like to take a moment before going back through to read through the lyrics and whatnot. So we're going to do that phase now. Just be prepared for this to be longer than the average reaction video that you usually watch. So the opening here is by Bella Watts. My daddy is a hero. He helps me grow up strong. As the first thing I read, I was like, I don't know, this is kind of crazy. He helps me snuggle too. He reads me books. He ties my shoes. You're a hero through and through. My daddy, daddy, I love you. It's so fucked up knowing that he killed them. It's just like, oh, it's crazy. And you can like kind of barely hear that part in the video and whatnot. And it was just very slow mo and just that setting that was built there is fantastic. First verse, once upon a time, of course repeated, once upon a time in the darkest of lands, there was a lady who couldn't see the light. Her demons were strong. She built her own cage, but one day her savior came in through the night. Again, I don't know anything about name Shannon. Yeah, Shannon. I don't know anything about Shannon. I don't know if she suffered from like depression or had maybe issues growing up as a child or something. I don't know. But just based off that, it sounds like there's something that was wrong with her. But then she found Christopher and fell in love and everything was perfect or something. I don't know. That's just what I got to go off of context clues. Anyways, but one day her savior came in through the night. They fell in love and he made her his bride. A family was all that her heart desired. The years brought a first and a second young child. The third was to follow and complete their lives. Obviously, they had two girls and they had a son on the way that I believe we're going to name Nico, is what the website said. I don't know. Very interesting. Chorus. It's bedtime. Tuck the babies in. Bedtime stories and lullabies we sing. It'll never be the same. The last time I knew the day before. I mean, I don't think anyone could ask her if, obviously if she knew beforehand. So, yeah, it's interesting. I don't know if that's supposed to be from his perspective, from Christopher's perspective, or from Shannon's perspective. That's interesting. Second verse. Appearances are deceptive, and suddenly one day a hero's demeanor had started to change. Again, as I mentioned, like he started to act differently. Something was off, something was strange. It seemed like his feelings had faded away. She cried herself to sleep every night, afraid of losing and saying goodbye. She would have fought, but he denied. Drawn to a mistress, he wanted a new life, right? And even said something about like he was giving her oxy, I think it was. It is blue in here somewhere. I might be able to find it. Not really important. Yeah, OxyContin, to try to give her a miscarriage or something, because he thought it'd be easier to leave her if she wasn't pregnant. It's like, yeah, it's easy enough to leave when there's two kids, but like when the third one's on the way, you can't leave at that point. That's like, nah, it's fucked up. I don't know. This dude clearly wasn't thinking straight. But yeah, no, there was a talk, like it said that he said in an interview. I didn't see it, so I can't say he said in an interview, but the website said in an interview that he said that he killed her because there was talk of divorce or whatnot. I don't know if it was her saying divorce or him saying divorce. I'm pretty sure it was her, but I don't know. So this part definitely, like, she's starting to realize that the feelings are fading, which if you've ever been in that relationship, it fucking sucks. So you can tell that one's like not feeling it anymore, but you're trying to make it work. Oh, that's so horrible. that feels really bad. So yeah, she'd definitely be crying herself to sleep, and she's trying to fight for the relationship is what it sounds like, but he's just like, no, because he was fucking on the side. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's tough, man. That's fucking tough. But definitely painting the story very well there in the lyrics. I love that. Chorus again, same one. Second chorus is bedtime, tuck the babies in. No, daddy, please don't. Which is fucked, because that the baby's pleading not to be strangled to death, smothered by a blanket. It's bedtime, tuck the babies in, which a blanket, tuck in. That could also be a double there. That's fucked up. Hide us aside. Bury mommy nearby. Yeah, hiding them in the gas tanks and then Burying mom in a shallow grave nearby. Woo! That's done fucked, y'all. That's real done fucked. Okay. So let's go back through this and let's lots of pausing. Be prepared. Um, we're going to dissect this bitch. Try to pull out little things here and there. Note what I liked about it. Let's get into this. Oh man, this is a good one. It's not like typical what I kind of expect from Skynd, but at the same time, it's really good. I really like it. I like this kind of this change up, you know, because there's always that urge to like, oh, I just want the same thing again and again and again because it was so good. I just want that again, but like slightly different. But like, I like change ups like this, especially when it's done so well, like this one was. It's just like it's refreshing. It's nice and like, oh, this is really cool. This is a really cool direction they went with this. I wasn't sure if they were going to. I assumed they were going to do little acting out little child strangles and smothering with a blanket, but you never know. They might have gone there, but they kept all that out of the video, which is different, a unique take on it, and made it more like you gotta put the pieces together based off of the lyrics and the context clues. I like that. That's really cool. I don't know if I would say like that's what I'm looking for like going forward every single one, because I kind of like it going there, but at the same time, I like this take on it. I like this new refreshing take on it. It's really, really cool. So let's get into that again. Okay, so that intro opening is ominous. It's haunting. I think that's lead singer Skynd's voice. I think that's her voice. Um, but like it sounds like just that kind of like little creepy kid in a horror movie. Like it's really like it just sets the tone immediately. Like you automatically know like something's not right here. And then you got Chris just walking real slow forward. Also, I noticed in the description below this that it had like a full crew, and this is like the first one that's not filmed by Tally Ho. That's it. I don't know if they switched the name from Tally Ho to something else, or maybe this is why it was quite a while, almost a year between the last one to this one. It's because they like switched up, went with a different crew, maybe switch things around a little bit, because I feel like Tally Ho was just like them two, but with a few extra people, just Skynd, the lead singer and father. But now it looks like they maybe got a whole new crew together. I don't know. Don't really know that much about the behind the scenes of Skynd, but if you know, let me know. I'd love to know. But yeah, first one that doesn't say directed and or made by Tally Ho, I think, unless I missed that somewhere. Maybe it'll pop up here somewhere. And of course the like torn bubble wrap and everything like that. Again, since the picture is her in bubble wrap, I don't know if that's just this imagery or if she was strangled by bubble wrap. I have no idea. Like the imagery of her coming out of the box and being delivered like a mail order bride kind of thing. Obviously mail order brides aren't actually sent in the mail. Like I know that part. There's jokes on television and stuff of that, but like doesn't actually happen. I get that, but I'm just making that comparison anyways. I know we're pausing a lot. There's a lot to go through here. First off, I love that dun 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 kind of with the little chimes and what sounds like I assume that would be a xylophone, like little hits in there. It's very again like childlike, very like child's toy kind of like wind up box kind of that sound. And the dun 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 dun, it just kind of really has that music box kind of feel to it. It's very beautiful, oddly peaceful, yet disturbing and foreshadowing at the same time. Very interesting mix of feelings there.
Once upon a time in the darkest of lands.
like that directing there. The whole time where she's explaining Shannon there, you know, lady who couldn't see a lie, her demons were strong, she built her own cage. Like, you know, she's kind of inactive, inert. And then once says that one day her Samer came to the light, they fell in love, and he made her his bride, she turns on. Like, it's like that moment she was like locked away and just not there. And then she turns on when she finds her lover. That's a nice little switch flip there. I like that. I like that directing there.
Through the night, they fell in love, and he made
She comes
her
alive.
his bride. The family was all that her heart desired. The years brought a first and a second young child. The third was to follow and complete their lives.
Spare time, took the babies in.
So this whole chorus is beautiful, especially the first time through when it doesn't have, you know, kind of the instruments dropping in and getting a little bit more intense with it. Just the notes in there, and again, her using her more pure voice, like instead of the heavily industrial produced voice, is really beautiful. But then you have that effect if you listen underneath her at the same time. She's harmonizing with that almost atonal heavily produced voice underneath it at the same time, which keeps that creepy atmosphere going. But at the same time, it's kind of beautiful over the top as well. And also, I think the girl does a really great job of kind of keeping that like bought plastic fake kind of just everything's perfect Stepford wife, just like doll, like a perfect doll kind of look throughout the entire video. Very good acting right there.
Bedtime, took the babies in. Bedtime stories and lullabies we sing. It will never be the same. The last time I know, I knew that day.
And also going off of that, like she's kind of like just a doll kind of imagery, like he's brushing her hair for her, like painting her lips with what looks like a paintbrush instead of actual lipstick, kind of like, you know, you're painting a miniature or something. Like that doll facade that stays throughout here is very clever, very, very well done.
This time I know, I knew
That's
that
paintbrush.
day before.
That piano in there, it's fucking gorgeous. I like where they have it in the mix, what kind of sounds like echoey, like it's happening like in an auditorium and you're really far away. Like that's kind of cool. I like that. And on the dun 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 dun, kind of that almost waltzy feel sound that's kind of pulsing in there, it's kind of distorting, again creating that like something's not right feel to the song. That's also a very nice touch in there. I love that.
Appearances are deceptive, and suddenly one day,
Yeah, it also looks like he's feeding her as well.
hero's demeanor had started to change. Something was off, something was strange. It seemed like his feelings had faded away.
I do like that change there, that she's kind of feeding the baby, but you know, she's I don't know if it's just because of the slow-mo, like not full speed kind of atmosphere that they're painting, like this is almost happening in a dream or something, which is also why it kind of seems like it's a little white glary on the sides, like with this all this imagery going on, almost like it's a dream being viewed in a different perspective or something. But like as she's feeding the baby, it kind of looks slow and like mechanical, kind of keeping that doll-like theme in there.
She cried herself to sleep every night, afraid of losing and saying goodbye. She would have fought, but he denied, drawn to a
before we have this drop come in here, uh, I think it's building up here soon. I was kind of anticipating, like, I wonder if they're gonna throw a drop in here or not, and they kind of did, but at the same time they didn't. They just kicked in more instruments and more energy and stuff, which is really cool. Um, but like all throughout those scenes and stuff, where you could like tell like her she's trying to cry and she's like trying to be sad, but at the same time it's like this must be perfect, kind of. I'm a doll. This is the only feeling I can express. Is it just like you can see her eyes like getting all red, like red and bloodshot, like tears are trying to form, but like not allowing it to happen, kind of thing. Beautiful directing happening here. Let's enjoy this chorus.
It's bedtime, tuck the babies in. Bedtime stories and lullabies we sing. It will never be the same. The last time I knew that day before.
Yeah, I didn't recognize it the first time. I thought that looked like a wound of some kind. Seeing the bandage come off. I didn't realize that was on her. Again, really going back to that whole doll. This is like stuffed animal kind of doll kind of thing. Interesting.
It's bedtime, tuck the babies in.
All right, here we're gonna get that drop again first off because that was an epic drum fill in there. I like that. That was fucking nice. But of all the stuff that just happened there, she's keeping the same two voices in that was throughout all the other courses, like her original melody line there, and also the harmony underneath that. But now she's like going up and harmonizing again, creating this interesting three-part harmony there, and it's a lot higher, more energy, just kind of almost like yelling it out at the same time. That create that mixed in with the drums coming in and all that extra energy pushes it to a new level. And of course, you got the like kind of the suffocation kind of stuff covering face kind of thing, which I think that's a pillow sheet because I believe they put it on the pillow. I don't know if it's actually a pillow sheet or not. It also kind of looks like maybe a little not tutu, but like a little dress like a little kid would wear. I'm not sure if that's what that is or if it's just a fancy flower flower imitating pillow sheet. I don't know. But obviously most people, instead of smothering someone to death with a blanket, usually use a pillow, so that would make sense. But yeah, the imagery is also top notch. I love her fingerless gloves, by the way, and that everything's like pink, that kind of perfect little girl. Everything's great. Kind of love that. Beautiful. Love the imagery. Let's get this fucking drum fill again.
The day before. It's bedtime, tuck the babies in.
That part, bringing it down, it just kind of makes it sound like coming from a little kid. Also seeing the baby and kind of closing the door, like about to do the act kind of thing, but also kind of symbolizing, in a way, this could be a stretch, but also symbolizing the end of the babies as well, and end of the little kids, just closing the door on them, Very nice.
It's bedtime.
And there's the blood coming through the bubble wrap there. Obviously with strangling someone to death, there probably wouldn't be any blood unless it's part of a struggle that happens in there. But putting the blood in there for the imagery is a really nice touch, because it's saying that something is going wrong or some kind of death or bleeding is occurring. I cut out there with this bubble wrap. I think is probably the part that got cut out. Happening at the same time. That's a nice touch there.
Bedtime, tuck the babies in. Very nearby.
As I know I just said this, but it's just such a great effect that whenever they go to what the kids are saying, even Like this clearly, like the first one is definitely something that they could say, no, daddy, no, please don't. But the other one, hide us aside, bury mommy nearby, probably is something they didn't. I wouldn't say, but obviously putting it in their voice just brings it to that next fucked up level of like, it's okay, kill us, hide us in here, bury mommy nearby, it's fine, kind of almost like this is what happened, and bringing it down to that again, that very soft level creates this really cool dynamic within the chorus itself, going from like just yelling intense to like soft but the words are fucked up, and then going back and forth. It's just such a nice chorus there, and the tears coming down, very nice. Okay. So that scene kind of looks like he comes around and grabs her by the neck and has something. I don't know what that object is, but it looks like warning signs, but not necessarily how he's going to kill her. Just that something's going wrong, and you can see her eyes just kind of bugging out, like in fear. But again, you can't really do anything because you're this doll that you can't really act or defend yourself, kind of thing. And then we have the stuffing coming back in that stuffed animal that also came out of her. So making that comparison visual here and also bringing it back to the kids. Also really good stuff right there.
It's bad time, tuck the babies in.
I just like how she herself is devolving, like, her lipstick's smearing, like her, I assume like mascara is running because of tears and whatnot. Like, she herself is devolving emotionally while singing. Like, that's also a nice little touch in there. Now you have the end here. Pretty sure it's in here. I don't think there's anything else. Where it's getting dark and everything's kind of coming down, like the actual when it's happening. And that almost that sound immediately reminded me of the heresy from Mushroom Head. It immediately gave me that kind of submarine. I can think of words today. It's not too early. My brain's not working. Sonar kind of sound like that. That's what that made me think of. I don't know what that has in context with this song, but immediately made me think of that. But again, it does do a great job painting that creepy something's going down atmosphere. Then you have that on the pillows. I don't know what that is, if that's just a pillow sheet or whatnot, or what that's supposed to be, but then you have it on the pillows. And again, I feel like that's because pillows are usually used for smothering someone to death, but I do not know. That's just a stretch where my brain's going. And I assume this part is when they're in like couples counseling or something, is what it's supposed to represent. I don't know if they ever did or not. I assume so. A lot of failing marriages will try to go to couples counseling to try and make it work out. A lot of times it doesn't work, but sometimes it does. Rather neither here nor there. But this is like the part where like she actually, the demeanor starts to break. This perfect puppet doll thing starts to break. You can see she's starting to frown. She starts to cry here in a second. Like it actually starts to become human in a sense. It's very interesting change that they have here at the very end. But still trying to smile, but the emotions coming through. Everything's smeared on her now everywhere. Really fucking nice. And then that just fade to black. Whew. That's good. That was good. Wasn't what I expected, but I really like that. I really, really like that. That's beautiful. I could definitely hear myself listening to that multiple times. Fortunately, I don't think it's something I could get away with playing at work. Trust me, if I can get away with playing a Skin song at work, I do, and I have two songs out of all of them that can actually work playing at work. Is Elisa Lamb and Columbine. Though if they knew what Columbine was about, people would be a little apprehensive. But no one ever pays attention to the lyrics. It's weird. Also, it's a little hard to understand what she's saying in that one, so it's easier to get away with. But yeah, don't think this one's gonna make it because it just has that kind of that haunting, creepy, like something's not right atmosphere, and that usually doesn't play very well at work. But nah, that was. I'm definitely gonna be listening to that. That was an interesting portrayal of everything. I again really like how everything, like, they didn't show anything, like no one got murdered in that video like it's happened before in other ones. Of course, Michelle Carter was that way too. Technically, you see someone in the act of killing themselves, and like that's symbolized, but there's at no point where he actually kind of like takes himself out. It's just kind of suffocation with cloth, like you see in this one. But yeah, there's no point where you actually see someone die. And if you didn't know what this song was about, and if you didn't know what Skin was about, and you just stumbled across the song, like, you would understand, like, something's not right here. This has to mean something. I need to look it up. But you wouldn't know what was happening. You know, you would just assume that this guy bought a doll, like a human doll, that like comes to life, and like something's not right between them or something. You wouldn't know what had happened until you like really start looking through the lyrics, and you'd be like, wait, something happened here. This has to be about something, and then go look it up. I kind of really like that. I kind of really like the just leaving that breadcrumb trail of clues to lead you to search for more. That's kind of what happened the first time I listened to Michelle Carter, which was the first Skin song I heard. I was just kind of listening to it nonchalantly, just like, not knowing anything about Skynd or anything about. I didn't know who Michelle Carter was, or that anything even happened with someone named Michelle Carter. I was just playing it because it looked intriguing. And then all of a sudden, I was just folding laundry. I was just like, wait, like, what am I hearing? And I was like, this sounds way too specific. Like, this sounds way too specific. Who's Michelle Carter? I looked it up. I was like, oh, let's hear this again. I was like, oh shit. And I like that. I kind of like that. Yeah. I don't want this to end because I don't want to be done with Skinned, because I just love these so much. I don't know what it is, but there's a lot of what it is. Musically, she does a fantastic job. She always finds the right elements to put in there in a way to make it catchy and beautiful, yet haunting and crazy at the same time, and messed up. Well, she doesn't make it messed up. It's just messed up, and she just brings that to life. Really, it's not her that's making it messed up. But also the video wise is just like, honestly, some people, especially on Columbine, mentioned like, the Hollywood needs to take notes because this is how you do it. Like, honestly, their video production is just top notch. Like, it's just so amazing. So I know why I like it so much. It's just I'm afraid of pushing the end button because then there's gonna be no more Skin for a while. I don't know. It says they've been working on quite a few stuff, so I don't know how soon they're gonna start pumping these out. I like the wait between because I really like them taking time just to make it perfect, or as perfect as they want it to be. So I really respect that. But it makes me know that as soon as I'm done with this one, it's gonna be a while. But it's alright. I got another one to add to the collection of stuff I'm gonna be listening to, so it's good. Hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. This is great stuff. Make sure you go support Skinned. I usually don't do call to actions like make sure you go check this person out and really help them. But Skynd, let me go look here. Only has 120,000 subscribers. Like, that's criminal. Speaking of criminals, that's criminal. They deserve so much attention and whatnot. Like, go tell your friends, go tell your friends' friends, for your friends, tell them to tell their friends, but you go tell their friends as well. Just start spreading the word about this stuff, because it is fascinating. And even if you're not really into this dark kind of nature, it still is just interesting to have this perspective on the insanity of human beings and how far depraved they can get, like killing your own fucking 3 and 4-year-old daughters. But yeah, definitely give them some love, because they definitely deserve it. And I will see you all in the next skin video, whenever we get blessed by another skin video. I'll see you then. Day 1, baby. I'm gonna be on that shit day 1, as always, because I love this stuff. So see you next time.